So what I'm going to do in this video is I'm just going to walk you through how I go about adding new tokens to Jonny Blockchain's base network so that they can be traded on Jonny Blockchain. So here's the first token that I've done, and I'll show you how I got to this in a moment. But so if we look here, we've got 13.6 million of liquidity. It's not locked, that liquidity. And we can see that in the last 24 hours, has a trading volume of 18.7 million. So there's lots of trading volume going on. So I'm just going to copy that address there. And then if we look down the bottom here, we don't have any issues on this first one, security issues. And you can drop on that down arrow that there's zero taxes and all that, not a honeypot. And if this token Sniffer is the only one that's got a score out of 70 out of 100. So if we open that up, and we let this load, we can see what token Sniffer says about this particular token. So if we look here, it's got nice green ticks here, so there's no buy and sell tax. That's very important for a trading robot. And it's got all the information there. So it says at least 95% or larger pools liquidity burned or locked for 15 days. As I said earlier, there's no locked liquidity. So that liquidity could be removed at any time, so that is a potential rug pull. But, there's not really any other flags on there apart from that. That might be a big one for some people. But here it says, it doesn't say any other issues. So let's add the token to Jonny Blockchain. And I copy the contract address. And then what I do is I go over to Jonny Blockchain. And on this admin screen here, I just click on add a token. And it's on the base network. Pop the contract address in there, and that loads all the token details. And if I go back to here, what I want is the logo. So if I right click on that and I get copy image address, and then I bring that back to Jonny Blockchain and I put the logo in there. Now for the chart, I'm using Dex Screener. We don't trade on Dex Screener, and this is with Ethereum, but I just copy that, take that back to Jonny Blockchain, paste that into there, and then I click add the token. Now what I need to do is I just quickly refresh the screen, and then what I need to do is to look for the token. There's the token there. Now as you could see here, it doesn't have any numbers. You see this says dozens and this has 0. So what I need to do is I click on this, and that opens up the MetaMask wallet to approve this token for the contract to trade. So I just confirm that, and then I just wait for that transaction to approve on the blockchain. If I go into MetaMask, it says, look, approval confirmed. And then all I need to do is to basically come up the top again, refresh that, refresh the screen, and then look for the token. So that token now is ready to be traded on Jonny Blockchain. So if I just do that, do a little screenshot around that, and then I go over to our Telegram group, and then what I do is I just post that update to say that that token's available now to trade. So let's go back to the Dex Screener, and what I'm doing is I'm looking on the base, and then when I'm on base, I go to Aerodrome, because this is where our robot trades. So that was that first token. So let's look at this next one, this GPU. So the first thing I do is I copy the address, and I check that it's not already on Jonny Blockchain. No, it's not on Jonny Blockchain. So now let's do a little bit of investigation. So as you could see with this one, it's only got a liquidity of 53,000. So I won't even go any further with that, because it's not enough liquidity for multiple robots to be trading that. And when it's got low liquidity, that means the price can change very quickly if somebody comes and places a big order. So it can be manipulated. So I'm not going to add that one. So go back to base, go back to here again. And I'm looking now, you see 24 hour, last 24 hours, got this one here. Let's have a look at this one. 1.3 million. So let's just see first if this one's already on Jonny Blockchain. No, it's not on Jonny Blockchain. So we got 1.3 million. It's done 2.8 million in the last 24 hours. It's got a website, it's got an X following, and it's got a Telegram. And then what I sometimes do before I do that. I come down to this section here. So this one's got a lot more issues than the last token we added. So let's have a look at what issue 1 is. It says owner renounced. Well, that's not a big deal. We don't know who the real owner, of who created Bitcoin. So that doesn't matter. But looking at this one here, it says no issues. But this one says 25% or 25 out of 100 scoring on token Sniffer. So I'll go over there and let this load to see what token Sniffer say. So we got no buy and sell tax. As you can see, they're both 0. Owner renounced, so they don't know who's created. Owner's wallet contains less than 5% circulating tokens, 9.2. So I think that's a good thing. It owns less than that. Let's see what other issues it's got. At least 95% of the liquidity pool is burned or locked for 15 days. As like I showed you a moment ago, it's got no locked liquidity. And so they're the real issues there. So this token, I think would probably be okay. Obviously, these tokens, you've got to do your own due diligence before you trade them. And what I also like to look at is what the following are. So let's go over to Telegram first. Cancel that. So we can see it's got 67,000 people that are following this token, with nearly 3,000, just over 3,000 online. Now, obviously, they could build that account themselves with robots and things like that, but there seems to be a lot of following. Now, let's have a look at their Twitter account or their X account. So on their X, they've got 115,000 followers. So it's got quite a big community for this particular token. So I'm going to take the risk and add that token, but you should always do your own due diligence before you actually trade a token. And then finally, they've got their website there. Yeah, you can read about that before you trade it, or if you're not interested in that and you're only interested in how the market moves, then that's what you can do. But I'm going to add this token. So I copy the address, close that out, come over to Jonny Blockchain, come up to the top again and do the same process. Choose base from the drop down, pop the contract address in there. That automatically loads the details of the token. And what I want to do is get the logo. So I'll right click on there, copy, image, address, pop that into there. There's the logo. Now all I need is the chart. This chart is with USDC, so stable coin. Like I said earlier, we don't trade with Dex Screener. We just use it for information, really, for you to have a look at the chart. And I refresh the screen. And then what I'm going to do is look for that token. There it is. And we do the same thing again, is I need to get this number to say zeros to dozens, because that's going to approve the smart contract for billions of tokens so that you can trade it. And then you would approve your MetaMask wallet for this token to trade with the Jonny Blockchain smart contract. So let's just do that. And we click confirm. And we just wait for that to clear on the blockchain. Let's just have a look. That's been confirmed. I refresh the screen again, and there's that token there. So what I do now is I do another screenshot like I did earlier, and I update that in the Telegram group. So there you go. So I've added 2 tokens. Now, if you want a token added, then what you need to do is to log into your Jonny Blockchain account and send in a support ticket. And what you do is if you come up to your name in Jonny Blockchain, this is obviously the admin account, but if you look there, you'll find support tickets. You'll have your name. You won't have these 2 things at the top. You won't have the smart contract, but you'll have this stuff here, my team referral program, my profile, and you'll have support tickets. And what you need to do is you need to check first that there's some liquidity, a big amount of liquidity, at least $500,000 worth of liquidity. You want to see, a good amount of trading volume in the last 24 hours. You want to check that it's got decent following on both, whichever social media sites that they've got. And then you want to come down the bottom here and you want to check that it hasn't got any major issues down here. And if you've done that little bit of due diligence and you send that in a support ticket, you say, this is the token, can you add it? Then we will then go and check the same things that you've hopefully checked. And if we feel, or if I feel, that it's got enough liquidity and it hasn't got any buy or sell tax and it hasn't got any issues, then we'll add it to Jonny Blockchain. So if you wanted to, you could now interact with those 2 new tokens, do your own due diligence, but you could set up some trading robots, and I'm going to add some more. Keep an eye on the Telegram group.
Want to create your own trading robot? Below this video, you're going to find a link. It's going to take you over to Jonny Blockchain. You've got decentralized trading or centralized trading. Your funds stay inside your wallets all the time. So if you're using the decentralized, your funds stay inside your MetaMask. If you're using the centralized on Binance, then your funds stay inside your Binance account. You don't have to send your funds to this platform to do the trading for you. You can create a free account by clicking on sign up or register. Going to bring you here, pop your name, your email address, password, put some ticks in these boxes, click on this box here to say complete my sign up. You can have a look round, and when you're ready to get started, if you want to set up a decentralized trading robot, it's going to cost you $25 a year to set up as many trading robots as you like. If you want to set up a centralized trading robot with Binance, it's going to cost you another $25 a year, and you can set up as many robots as you like. So if you want to set up both decentralized and centralized trading robots, it's just $50 a year for as many trading robots as you like. Click the link below, come and create your free account, and happy trading.